Hi, my name's Sherry Sanders, and I'm a county extension agent working in White County as a part of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture, and this is Agriculture. This series is a YouTube series and a podcast series where we celebrate women working in the field of agriculture in the state of Arkansas. And today I'm in far northeast Arkansas at a little community called St. Francis, just out of Piggott, and we are at Pumpkin Hollow. Today, I'm going to introduce you, and our guest will be for the entire month, Ellen Dalton of Pumpkin Hollow. And this is Ellen's story.
So today we are at Pumpkin Hollow. That is our family business. My husband and I started this business in 1993. So the math doesn't sound quite right, but this is year 33. And it's almost impossible for me to believe that. We started this pumpkin patch mainly because we had a bunch of pumpkins and didn't know what to do with them, and I'd never even heard of a pumpkin patch before, never heard of an agri-tourism attraction. So we started with an old Grade C dairy barn, and we had an old regular kind of a barn, and they were both full of junk. And so when we sort of jumped in with both feet here, we got some people to help us clean the barns, both of them out, and just jumped in and went in 1993. We had a daughter who had started to the University of Arkansas, and she had learned to make a flyer in Word. She made us a flyer. My brother-in-law had been an educator, so he takes the flyer around and to schools all in the area, and we were overwhelmed. Very surprised. My brother-in-law was living in the St. Louis area, and he heard about a pumpkin patch up there that had got flooded out, lost their pumpkin crop. And he went to them and they wanted to buy pumpkins, so he and my husband delivered a load of pumpkins to that St. Louis pumpkin patch. Came home talking about how people were fighting over those pumpkins when they were unloading them, and I said, all right, yeah, but you're talking St. Louis. This is Clay County, Arkansas. It's farming community. Everybody knows all about pumpkins. I think this is just crazy. Well, a lady who lived in the area had grown up in northern Wisconsin, I believe it was, and she'd grown up with the idea of pumpkin patches, and so she had a little bit of an idea, you know, what the things were that we could do. The other thing that happened in the meantime was the Piggott schools got wind that we had pumpkins growing in the field. So they wanted to bring the kids to see pumpkins. They come on a school bus down a dusty old gravel road to the backside of the field where our few acres of pumpkins were. We got the kids off the bus, got them a pumpkin, and they took off. So that was technically our first field trip. And so there were this meshing of things that happened. The other thing that stands out, and I still have the article that I took from either Progressive Farmer or Farm Journal magazine. And it was an article about someone further down south who was having people come to her farm. I think it was about horses or something. I still have the article because I saved it. It was a year or two before we even got the idea of doing something, but I just loved the idea that people could come to the farm. I'm a people person, and I just thought I would love doing that. So we had this meshing of ideas and circumstance, and my daughter says God gave us gourds and pumpkins, and you know, I feel that way, that everything was just working together and all we had to do was have a little faith and jump in. So that's actually how we got started.